Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and I've got another video for you using this week's Nail Team Glitters of the Week. I'm calling this design the King's Crown, and I'm using the stunning, very regal gold from the Jubilee Stacker. So to see how this set was created, please keep watching. So I am working on Miss Liza for this design. From the Gems acrylic range, I am using crystal clear, surprise surprise, and the colour I'm using is this deep plummy purple. It's very regal, the beautiful Lottie. And then of course I've got the Jubilee Stacker. I'm using this beautiful holographic gold. It does also have a little touch of silver in it too. It is jam-packed with glitter. It is stunning. I think all five in this stacker are beautiful, but you really do appreciate just how sparkly this is once it's on the nails. I am starting off with my thin clear base. I have applied the Gem stiletto tips, and I wanted a slightly shorter coffin length, but I didn't want to faff around with cutting down and shaping, so I did cheat and I stuck these on sort of 2/3 down the nail, because it's my practice hand. If it was a real person, I would faff around with the cutting down and the reshaping, but this way I just had to nip the very tip off. Thin clear base is all done, and now we're going to get going on this design. So starting off on the middle finger, and I'm going to do a colour block design. I am starting off with a block of that gold glitter, so it's like a stripe down the middle. So the first thing I've got to do is place that glitter down. So picking up little beads of it, just look at how sparkly it is. Place my first bead at the cuticle, and then I'm using sort of the tip of my brush just to gently tease that glitter down, and then using the sides of my brush to wipe the sides in to keep a nice thin glittery stripe. Keeping it nice and thin because it needs to be encapsulated, and when I encapsulate I will also build up my wall to get sort of that colour blocking. Just going in with a touch more near the cuticle because it was a little bit patchy and I didn't get quite as close as I needed to, and then I'm just continuing to place the product down the nail towards the free edge, and just using the sides of the brush and the tip just to move the glitter in and to tidy it up so it's as straight as I can possibly get it without using a ruler, because that would be tedious work, I think, and I will do all the work to really straighten it once I have capped it in clear acrylic, and I'll do it with my file. In this case I'm not going to use my knife to cut it, I'm just going to file this block. So I'm just continuing to place that glitter. As you see, I am really using the very tip of the brush. I'm using that to push in any that's sort of overlapped from that line of glitter, and then once I was happy with it, let it set ever so slightly because I don't want to now smush it around, move it in place, ruin that line. And once it was set, I'm going to come in and cap in clear acrylic. Again, I'm just capping that line, so using the sides of the brush to push that acrylic in so it's just on top of that glitter, and then just moving it down the nail. I am building up as much of the apex and the structure as I can with this. If it's not spot on perfect, it doesn't matter because I will encapsulate the two sides where I'm putting the colour at the end, so I can add a little bit more at the apex and places if I need it. I'm also working the wall along each side of that line because I need that to get a nice straight line with the colour on either side. Touch more at the tip, blend it back into what I've already done, and again you can see I'm really cleaning, tidying that line, getting it as straight as I can with the brush, and then I will leave this to set, and once it's set I'm just going to take this nail out and file each side. Obviously with the client you can't take it out, but you can still file each side just to make it nice and fully crisp and straight. Just gone in with a touch more towards the apex because I felt it could do with a little bit more height. And here you can see just bringing it down the nail. I want to keep it sort of as level as I can without losing sort of that apex that makes sense. Moving on, I'm going to leave that to set now, and then I will file it to shape before doing the sides. I'm going in with this beautiful Lottie. This is from one of the autumn collections. It is a very autumnal colour, but I also thought it's a very royal colour and pairs beautifully with gold. So I have just painted this from the cuticle down the nail on the pinky. That first paint swipe was one bead. I'm pretty sure it was one bead. Just painting it on, painting it down the nail nice and thin, because I'm going to add in some glitter as well. I've not worried too much about the tip because I am adding the glitter, just making sure I've sort of covered that base nail free edge, gone in where it might have been a little bit patchy towards the cuticle where I knew it was going to be on show. And then moving on to the ring finger, and this is going to be a full nail of Lottie. This is where I'm going to be putting the crown. Literally, it is a crown charm. As you saw in my previous videos, I bought a pack of charms. So I'll be putting the crown charm on this nail. So I just wanted to do a full nail of Lottie. So again, I'm working it nice and thin and I'm painting it on. I will then encapsulate in clear acrylic to build up all of the strength and the structure. So I'm just painting this on. As you can see, it's a little bit patchy in places. So I'm just going to go in, add a little touch more. That is nothing on the acrylic. That is just where I'd blended the bead out and hadn't sort of gone in with the next bead there. I did the next bead somewhere else. Touch more at the tip just to make sure I've got nice full coverage down the whole nail, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the index finger as I did on the pinky and just paint Miss Lotte from the cuticle just down, just past that base nail free edge. Here you go, I've got a nice neat cuticle, I've tucked it round, I've tucked it down, and now I'm just painting it down the nail. And just look at the pigment in this colour. It is beautiful. Going to go in with another bead so that I can neaten it up, because it's a bit jaunty. It's a bit of a jaunty angle at the moment. Just painting it down. I wasn't worried about getting coverage right to the tip again because I'm going to do glitter there. So just painting it down, keeping it nice and thin. And then, oh, I went right to the tip this time. I didn't really need to, and it did end up being a bit bulky. So if you're going to do a glitter ombre like I've done, you don't need to paint right to the tip. I don't know why I did. I was having one of those moments. But it all came together fine. So once this is all applied, you can see it's a little bit patchy there, so just going to add a little touch more. I have then, off camera, filed the two sides of the glitter stripe, so I've got nice, straight, crisp lines. I'm now going to go in with Lottie either side of that. I don't really want to get any on my little stripe on that clear acrylic. It doesn't matter if I do because I can file it away, but just try and work it as neat as possible. And I'm just painting this in, and I will encapsulate it where I feel it needs a little bit more thickness. I like to use the colour powders purely for design, so I literally just paint them on, work them wet, paint them on. They're super pigmented, so you can paint them on, and that way your pot lasts forever. I'm going to stop to have a drink because I can feel my throat getting a little bit dry, and I'll be back once I've applied Lottie on both sides of this nail. So Lottie is all applied now on the middle finger. I am moving back to the pinky and I'm just applying this at the tip, and then I'm going to flip my brush and sort of fade and feather it back so I've got a nice ombre. Just adding a touch more of the glitter where I felt I needed it, making sure I've got full cover at the tip, and then have it feathering, ombreing out, however you want to call it. I wish I filmed myself when I'm voicing over these videos, because I do some of the weirdest hand movements trying to show what I'm doing, even though you can't see what I'm doing, because you can see what I'm doing on screen. You don't need to see how I'm miming it as I talk over. Did any of that make sense? I knew what I was trying to say, but yeah, there's me miming it as I talk, whilst you've got it on camera and you can't actually see what I'm doing. Anyways, exactly the same on the index finger. I was very aware on this one that I had done a bit too much of the Lottie, so it's a little bit thicker, so I was mindful of keeping my glitter extra thin. Now the design is all applied, I need to encapsulate in clear acrylic, make sure we've got all the apex in place, the strength, the structure, and then I'm going to file them to shape back to that nice coffin ballerina shape, refine the surface of them, and then we'll be ready to come in with a little touch of the queen that is Tina. So these are all freshly filed, they're looking fab. I love the design how it is already, but I wanted to make these perfect for a king, fit for a king, so I wanted to go in with a crown charm. So as I said in previous video, I got these off of Amazon purely for these videos or these designs. So I've picked out all the gold ones and now just deciding which charm I'm going to use. They came with silver and gold crown charms in them. I don't know why I kept that in the video, but there you just get to see me pick them all up and put them back in the pot. And then I chose just to add a few crystals as well. So I've chosen obviously a gold charm and it's got some AB crystals in it. So I've got some gold crystals and some AB. Little blob of Felicity Flex, and now placing my crown right in the middle of the nail. It is obviously the crowning glory of this design. We're going to flash cure it with my little torchy torch, and then I didn't pop it in the lamp actually. I flash cured it so it stayed in place, and now I'm going to apply the crystal sort of coming up either side to the cuticle. So I'm just going to alternate between an AB one and a gold one, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side of the crown, and then I will fully cure this in the lamp for 60 seconds, and then it is ready to bring in the queen of this design. If this is the crown for the king, this is the queen, Miss Tina Top. Or surely more appropriately, Her Majesty Tina Top, because she is the queen of all top coats. So we're going to top coat all of these nails now. Just look at that sparkle of that gold glitter. I'm going to apply Tina all the way around the crown and the charms. I'm going to get in with my little detailer brush so I can get right up to them, right in any nooks and crannies. Remember, Felicity Flex has a tacky finish, so we need to cover that with Tina Top, otherwise you are going to send your client or yourself or your practice hand off with a tacky finish to part of the nail, and that's going to attract dust, fluff, and just look horrible. And that crown did have a few little holes in there, so I just dotted the brush in there to make sure I top coated any bit of Felicity flecks that could still be seen. You can top coat the rest of these nails, pop them in the lamp for a 60-second cure, and then the King's Crown design is finished. And here it is, out of the lamp, fully cured and done. It's a super simple set. One glitter, one colour, so unlike me. But I think they're very royal colours, and I love this set. It shows off the glitter from that stacker perfectly, and the charm, I thought, was just the perfect finishing touch. So I do hope you guys feel the same, and oh, it's very wobbly today. Sorry about that. Probably me doing something and bashing the table. So that is it for this video. So I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget you can always leave me any comments down below. I do love to hear from you, so please let me know what you think of this design, what you think of the stacker, and of course any requests. If you happen to have stumbled upon my channel by chance and think, oh, I quite like the look of this, please click that subscribe button. And if you've been watching for a while but haven't yet clicked it, please do. I'd love to have you join me on this channel. Check out the description box because I'll pop all the product details in there. Everything from the nail team, you can use my code Helen. Oh, I say everything. All full price products at the nail team, you can use my code Helen5 for 5% off. The Jubilee stacker as the glitters of the week are already on offer, so unfortunately you can't use my code for a little bit more money off that, but it is already reduced. Ideal time to get it now, ready to get your coronation nails done before the day itself. That is it from me in this video. I will be back with another one very, very soon. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye! Mwah.